What's up, y'all? So I wanted to talk about the Texas floods that happened over this 4th of July weekend over in Kerrville, Texas, in Kerr County. And before I even continue on with this video, I just want to say my heart goes out to all those people out there suffering through this natural disaster, man. Prayers up for all those people out there. And if if you watch my channel and you live out there in that area, I'm just letting y'all know now, man. Y'all are in my prayers, and I hope things get better for y'all. But now I wanted to give you this some news about this that via CBS News. CBS News. That the Texas rescue teams continue to search for missing people as the death toll climbs. Search for people is still Search for people is still missing after flash floods devastated central Texas and has entered a fifth day with death tolls from various counties collectively topping 100. Wow. And expected to climb. At least 109 people are confirmed dead as of Tuesday, and dozens remain unaccounted for, according to local officials. Rescue operations were underway and to find anyone lost in the debris after last week's catastrophic storm, which caused a sprawling of Guadalupe River to swell rapidly near unprecedented levels. President Trump has signed a federal disaster declaration to the request of Texas Governor Greg Abbott, allowing the Federal Emergency Management Agency to deploy its own teams and to support local rescue and recovery initiatives on those operations press on. Ongoing storms that have made efforts especially challenging, officials said, but National Weather Service forecasts indicated conditions will begin to abate Tuesday. Kerr County, located in the flood-prone hill country west of Austin, the state capital, bore the brunt of the disaster. Of all the deaths confirmed so far, 87 were from that county alone, officials said Tuesday. At a Camp Mystic. Now, I remember this story went crazy about the girls at this particular camp here. A girls' summer camp with cabins along the river of a rural part of Kerr County near Hunt. At least 27 campers and counselors died. Man, in what camp and surviving campers described as catastrophic flooding. They said they woke up to water rushing through the windows. Kerr County Sheriff Larry Lethia said Tuesday that crews continued to search for five missing campers and one counselor from Camp Mystic. Now, I wanted to talk about that for just a hot second before I continue. I remember a lot of people were talking about this on TikTok, and some people had some not so great things to say about what happened to these girls at Camp Mystic. They brought race and politics in this whole thing, which had nothing to do with it. If I'm just being clear on that, it had absolutely nothing to do with it. But you have some lunatic leftists, specifically, because they know that Kerr County, what I'm saying, and the whole area, Kerrville, is mostly deep red, and they're saying that these people that in that area that suffer from this flood deserve that. Listen, if you're saying that type of shit online with your chest, that these people deserve what they're going through right now just because their county voted for Donald Trump in mass, I want to tell you from the bottom of my heart, you're a piece of human garbage. You're a real piece of shit for saying that, and these people do not deserve this at all. Because how the hell can the president even control the the weather or anything like that, or any natural disaster for that, man? I mean, are we going to blame George Bush for? Are we going to blame George Bush for Hurricane Katrina? Or did we blame Joe Biden for what happened to those people over in North Carolina and East Tennessee? Is this what we're doing now? Let's not lose the plot here, people. Let's not lose the plot here, okay? Because at the end of the day, no matter where a natural disaster happens, or hell, the wildfires in Los Angeles, wherever a natural disaster happens, no, there's nothing to cheer for. There's nothing to celebrate. There's nothing to be like, yeah, see, they got what they deserve. Blah 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 blah. No, mm-mm, absolutely not. Any person on this world wide web that is doing that type of shit, like, you need to have your phone smashed. You shouldn't even. Honestly, you don't even deserve access to the internet for saying this crazy shit about these people who've done nothing to you personally. I just wanted to get that off my chest for a hot second. But let's continue with this article. Hundreds of rescuers, including teams of local and state federal agencies as well as volunteers, are involved in the search, said Texas Game Warden Ben Baker at a Tuesday news conference. They have recovered the bodies of 56 adults, 30 children since Friday, when the floods first hit, but they have yet to identify 26 of them. Man, this is rough. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, this is rough. It's very tragic whenever you see human life, but to see a child in a loss of life is extremely tragic. I can imagine. Baker told a reporter who had asked about the impacts of the rescuers' mental health. Friday was the last time a missing person was found alive in Kerr County, according to authorities, but search crews continued to survey 26 miles of Guadalupe River Tuesday in hopes of locating others who may have been lost in the floods inundated Kerr County, Baker told reporters. The river runs for about 230 miles approximately through the region that sits between Austin and San Antonio, starting in Kerr County, ending along the Gulf Coast. It's nicknamed Flash Flood Alley because of the terrain that makes it vulnerable to inundation. Officials in the five other counties along the river have confirmed 22 additional deaths in the flooding, seven in Travis County, which includes Austin, five in Burnett County, and seven in Kendall County, two in Williamson County, one in Tom Green County, where the San Angelo Police Department said 62-year-old Tanya Berwick died in the flood waters that submerged her vehicle while she was driving. So here's the affected areas: Tom Green County, Burnett County, Williamson, Travis, Kendall, and Kerr County, which is right here, dead center in Texas. Like it's more like South Central Texas. But yeah, you get the idea. During the early hours of Friday morning, the Guadalupe River in Hunt rose to about 26 feet, roughly the height of the two-story building. Over the course of 45 minutes, Texas Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick said at a news conference Friday, Camp Mystic was horrendously ravaged. Abbott wrote about a social media post after visiting the site, which had about 750 children staying there when the flood happened. Good grief! So here's the camp right here, like right around here. This is the creek. Here's the Guadalupe River, and so all that water is coming around this way and just flooding out all this right here. Sisters Natalie and Emily Rayford told CBS News correspondent Jason Allen about finding a young camper who had been swept down the river damn, for 6 miles before being rescued. All of a sudden, we hear somebody say, "Help, help." One of the sisters recalled she said that her cabin was flooding and someone opened a new window and she just flew out of it. Whether communities in the path of the flooding received adequate warnings has been heavily scrutinized and is the subject of ongoing debate. Kerr County officials declined to respond to reporters' inquiries about the matter at their Tuesday news conference. Some have questioned if the Trump administration's cuts earlier this year to the National Weather Service and its parent agency, National Oceanic Atmosphere Administration, potentially prevented the local forecast offices from sufficiently preparing for the public in the extent of the flooding. That's not even effective immediately. It was never. I don't even think that goes into effect right now. It probably sometime next year, but definitely not right now. Mr. Trump and his team have repeatedly rejected any suggestions that the federal firings impacted forecasting or emergency preparedness ahead of the floods. Mm, 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 mm. CBS News analysts found like 22 warnings from the National Weather Service were issued for Kerr County around the storms and the flash flooding, which used escalating language as time went on. But some local residents said they did not receive emergency alerts on their phones, nor did they understand how serious the situation had truly become until it actually happened. The San Antonio and San Angelo weather forecast offices also issued warnings for the areas affected by flooding. Officials with the union representing National Weather Service told CBS News there are 23 meteorologists staffed between those offices, which together have 10 vacant positions. In San Antonio, the office is missing a warning coordination meteorologist, a vital role in essentially laces between the forecasters and the emergency management agencies in the region to plan how information about an extreme weather event will be dis- disseminated to the public, which steps take to protect them. Oh boy. Okay, yeah. I've read enough of this. So this flood was absolutely devastating for that area down there. And Yeah, I see why it's called Flood Alley now. It's it is it. I mean, I can't even get the words together to describe how I feel about what those people are going through down there. I mean, this is absolutely horrible, and to make it even worse, there are plenty of shithead liberals and shithead leftists saying that these people deserve what they're going through. That's what makes me sick even more. That there are people out there who have lost all compassion for all humanity, right? And this is supposed to be the side that's supposed to be the more tolerant and the more loving and the more caring side. And at this point, it's a bunch of bullshit. I mean, if you're putting any politics from either side into this whole situation, you're a piece of shit, in my opinion. I mean, that's how I genuinely feel about it. You're a piece of shit, in my opinion, if you really feel that way. Over 100 people are dead, dead. They're gone. Their families will never see them again, and they're still looking for people as I'm making this video. And some people just have the absolute gall, the absolute nerve to make a joke and to crack jokes about this whole thing. This is no laughing matter. Children are dying. Those girls that were at that camp, most of them are have probably left this earth by now. Okay, their families will never see them again. They're torn apart, and they'll never forget this. And this happened on Fourth of July weekend. So for these people in this area, they're not going to be happy when the Fourth of July comes around next year. And I frankly don't blame them. It has nothing to do with hating America or none of that shit. It's because a massive natural disaster came through and just absolutely wiped out a lot of what's out there in that area, as well as taking the lives of a lot of people. And that's something that's going to stay in their minds. That's something that they're going to remember for the rest of their lives. And listen, with that being said, I'm gonna just end it right there. Let me know what y'all think about this whole, natural disaster, this massive flood that happened down there in Central Texas. If you're from that area, if you're from those areas where it's effective, let me know down below in the comment section what's really going on. And let me know what else is going on. Is there any other like posts that you want me to look at? Anything else you want me to report on? Are y'all okay? Things like that. Please, 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 I highly encourage it. Be very vocal in the comment section down below. And with that being said, I really do appreciate you if you watch this video in its entirety. Also, make sure you hit the link in the description so you can follow me on other social media platforms, as well as support me directly on this channel. And with that being said, I'll holler at y'all in the next video. Peace.